Man City meltdown. This is something that all Manchester United fans enjoy to see. Pep Guardiola losing to the Scouse Bastards. I don't like to see the Scouse Bastards winning or pulling away with the league, but seeing Pep flash how many EPL titles he's won to the shitbox fans. I mean, he's having a meltdown, scratching his face. City's having a meltdown. They're fifth in the table. We're close to them, and we've had our worst start in years. Seems a bit strange. The noisy neighbors getting a little quiet.
Yeah, I think about this a lot. I think, what are they going to do with the 115 charges? And it's not anything like revolutionary, but there's almost zero chance that anything happens. Like, the league has shown that they're feckless. They've shown that they're going to cower to nation states that own clubs in the league, and they're not going to do anything about City. Now, this is a whole different thing. They're kind of having like a mid-season meltdown. They lost Rodri, and all of a sudden they look like a shadow of themselves. Like, Holland's not banging in goal after goal after goal the way they were. But this team is also super potent, and he's obviously one of the great managers, even as much as I want to bag on him for all the doping that I'm sure he's done across the different leagues and how good of his squads and how much money they spent at City and how much they cheated. But at the end of the day,
they're cheaters.
Of course they are. They're cheaters. And one of the things I hate about City is like how arrogant they've been. How arrogant they've been about their success. How arrogant they've been about pushing the league around, which, to be fair, the FA has allowed and emboldened. And they deserve to kind of get clipped. And this is not how it happens, because they can turn around a fucking dime. They can come around and just not lose till May. But I want to see them get clipped by the league. That needs to happen. That needs to happen to Pep. That needs to happen to City. That needs to happen to their owners. But I just worry that'll never happen, because
But what a bad, this is such a bad look. He's just
he's an
guy,
arrogant prick, dude.
He's so dislikable. Obviously, City as a team is dislikable. The football is not. At least some of the games and the way they've played. But he's just so unlikable, and just doing this, you lose Liverpool. It's like, what are you doing? And to me, he's just classless. Klopp was classless. If he lost, he'd freak out. Just these guys, some of these managers are just kind of a little, Mourinho as well. Mourinho kind of got in the mud. Pep's in the mud. And you know why is I think this is all falling apart because everybody knows what's coming. I think they've seen the front office just bounce, Barada coming to United. A lot of other people are leaving. People are leaving.
Yeah, that's
people
true.
are leaving.
That's
and
true.
You know what? They paid Pep Guardiola a lot to not leave.
A lot.
More
than they even show.
I'm sure that there's
50 million a year, I think.
illegal bank accounts going to offshore things that don't even we're talking 100+ million. I'm sure he's getting. And the reason is because he's going to be the face of it no matter what happens. He's basically agreed that if we get charged, I'm going to be here the whole way.
I'll eat that L for $100 million a year cash.
We'll see.
No,
I think if they get punished, he'll leave. But at the end of the day, he's just getting a lot more money, and this is a soulless football club on a soulless mission to destroy everything good about football, which they basically have.
Mission accomplished. They've made the league much worse.
No,
last
it's
decade, they have made the league much worse.
This decision has ramifications that will hurt the game. It will hurt the FA. It will hurt the EPL. If they come down on them like they should, this will tarnish English football. It would be like the Black Sox betting scandal in Major League Baseball. It would be, and it's a lost decade. It's a lost decade of joy, right, for United fans, for City. It would have been a diverse run of titles between Arsenal, Liverpool, and United.
And United.
And it would have been kind of, and that's what we should have had. And instead we've had this soulless run of Man City with this doofus and all their doped up
awful owners.
And and the way they behave about everything too, where they're such a chip on their shoulder about every single little thing. And it's just I just want it to end, and we're seeing the end. And I did not expect to see the end on the pitch, but it makes sense because it's been going on so long. These charges, these lawsuits, it hangs over you. And when people in an organization feel like it's coming, players start thinking about leaving, people in the front office actually have left. And you're kind of looking around, and it's musical chairs. And it's who's going to be left, right? And clearly Pep's still on it. They have some injuries, but I have a feeling it's got to be the 115 hanging.
I hope so. It's
They don't
deserved.
know, but it's just it's kind of this shoes expected to drop, and people don't get thrilled about like.
Or players just know, like, we're not going to be able to maintain this level of success. You know, it's time to go to greener pastures. Pep, I've always kind of found Pep, like, I think he's gotten more shine than he deserved. He, like, came in as a coach with the greatest squad ever in the history of squads. Went to Bayern, failed. Went to City, got, like, $1 billion plus and a well-tuned machine, complained the entire time. 100 million signing after another. And I just, like you said, he's an arrogant prick. He's a top manager, but I think, you know, if he had to hold up to the scrutiny of being a United manager under some of our owners in the past, he would fucking collapse, dude. So it's like they deserve to be picked apart. They should get booted out of the league for a couple of years. They won't. I just think maybe people start leaving. I don't think they will, bro. Because like you said, it's an indictment on the league.
They're gonna get relegated.
It's an indictment on the country.
They're gonna relegate them.
They should.
Will.
They should. If I don't think that will happen. If it does, I'll be super thrilled because it's exactly what the league needs. Because like you said, the last decade could have been a great one for the EPL, even if that meant that, you know, Liverpool was ahead of us on titles. Because, like you said, it's like they've taken the joy of it, bro. They've taken the fun out of it. It's like this machine of non-fans and this team that just spends and spends and spends. And it's like they're not fun team. You know, like they play good football, but there's no emotion there. There's no heart. There's no heart in City. And it's all about like lawyers and, you know.
Well, that's what happens is like they're lying and keep lying. And it's like people start looking at each other. You believe it. And then like people start leaving. And their actions of leaving is telling you, like, you don't need to hear it.
Like Omar leaving is a big move. That's a big
there's
move
been a lot of moves out of City, right? And it's like that doesn't endorse the project. And then players like De Bruyne gonna leave, and then players will leave, and then it's gonna be kind of this whole process will continue. But regardless, had to comment on it. They're falling off a cliff. You don't hate to see it as a United fan. Finally, something catching up to this guy, and he's taking it about as horrible as you can.
Love to see that.
You know, it's like he's losing. They're losing everybody. Like, was it 7 games they haven't won? An incredible run, and he's like looks like scratching his face off. It could go down. I mean, they could miss out on European football, but let us know what you think. Let us know where you think Manchester City will finish. We're glad that Noisy Neighbors are finally shutting up here at the American Red Devils podcast. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll get you on the next one.